your source is different to my source,
exactly,
if that makes sense. So what works for me
it's not
may not work for you.
This is Get Back season, baby.
Okay, so today, Nati's here. We're gonna talk about how it is for a man to approach women and a lot of different stuff. But anyway, beforehand, let me say this. So there's Sheen in Birmingham.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So if you're looking for the one, I'm not saying go and stand by the queue, but if you stand around the corner, you might catch something.
Hold on, 1 second. Why the hell are we doing free promo for Shein? Let's just do a free promo. Hey, if any Shein ambassadors are here, just make sure, tell them about Get Back season, because we obviously need to be plugged while this man's clearly obviously giving free plugs to the man.
You know what? They might as well give us a discount code because I've seen so many girls with the discount code in their bio.
Yeah.
And I think they get discounts to something like that. Mm-hmm. Get Back season 10 or to Get Back season 20.
Yeah, shout us. 100%. What are you guys saying though?
Yeah, I'm good. Feeling blessed.
Nah, obviously, thank you for your time. Thank you for coming on. For
Thank you inviting me.
Nah, it's sick. Like, obviously, for those who don't know, this is Natty. He works with me at our job, and we always have like on a daily basis. Us guys always have like what's his name? Mad debates. Random. A lot of it is shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. But from time to time we do have some serious combos. And there's from time to time we're like, hold on, you know what? In my head I'm like, you know what, this would be sick in a podcast or just to like talk about some of the stuff that we talk about.
Yeah, regular people stuff.
Yeah, 100%. So I was like, you know what, like jump on, because how I see it, it's like this podcast is not a entrepreneur-based podcast. It's based mainly on life in general, if that makes sense. I don't want to set it in a tone of, it's just business people.
Now you know.
It's a way to kind of tune in with the actual people that are working their 9 to 5s or are starting their businesses, and they're literally just tracking their progress of how they're growing in life. So we don't care about the end product. We're just focus on that you're doing the right things that you need to be doing in order to elevate, innit?
Yeah, let's say a little playbook on how to navigate through life by sharing real life experience, innit?
Yeah, 100%. But how you feeling, fam?
Yeah, I'm feeling good.
Man's nervous. See the sweat.
I can see still the Andrew Tate hand in that.
Oh, God.
I don't speak on him.
Oh, we can't speak on him still. The next thing you know, the video gets locked off. It's a bad thing.
We've had those conversations.
That's the thing. We've had certain conversations like, yo, let's not speak too quick because next thing you know. But anyways, I remember the other day we're at work here, and we're talking about like relationships and stuff like that. And then out of nowhere, Natty just has like these one-liners sometimes, you have to pause and wonder and be like, bruh, did you really just say that? And like, we're talking, and it was a good question. At the time, I was like, what? Because I never really stopped to think about it. And he was like, Rich, do you ever get do you ever get a gooey feeling inside? Like, do you get butterflies? I paused at him, and I was like,
everyone paused.
Everyone paused. Kieran, all of the man, we just paused at him and I said, butterflies? What? On a real thing, it was like, what, butterflies? And it wasn't until I had to take time to kind of like acknowledge what he was actually saying. He was like, when you're talking to a girl, do you actually like get butterflies? I said to him, I was like, it's not necessarily, I wouldn't call it butterflies, but you get like I don't know, when you get a weird feeling, especially for me, like if I'm about to go chat to a woman now, I'm about to approach her or whatnot, and especially if she's a good looking girl, of course you get like a certain feeling. It's not nerves. For me, it's not like a nervous thing. It's more of like, you don't know what's going on, if that makes sense.
You know what it is? I feel like sometimes the bougier she is, the more you're like,
you know what it is? The bouginess don't faze me.
Yeah.
Because in my head, I'm thinking, what's classed as bougie? Like, let's just say a girl that puts her stuff together.
Yeah.
And because you can't, like, there's some people that will look at a girl without even hearing her speak or whatnot. So you don't even know her personality yet. And they'll look at her and be like, yeah, she's a bougie one, blah, blah, blah. But how do you actually know?
Whoa, that's a good question, you know.
It's literally, it sounds, you know what I mean? It's normal, like everyone says it, but you just feel it. Like
you just feel it. Is it the presence that she has?
I think it's the way how she she addresses herself.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
way how obviously looks comes into it as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? We're human beings. Obviously, we look at the girl you want or the wife you want. You know what I mean? Looks are a part of it. The way how she communicates, that's a big factor as well. But all of that combined, it's weird. It might sound moist or what's not, but like it's just natural. It's real. You know what I mean? It just makes you feel weird, but like it's a good weird.
Wait, so when you're talking about this gooey feeling, yeah, I beg you, please like elaborate.
So that give me feel. Karen.
Yeah, no, that feeling that you are explaining, like explain to us and explain to the viewers what you mean, because the reason why I felt like it was important to have these conversations, because I feel like sometimes as men we can be disconnected from certain emotions, if that makes sense. Because you know how just now you were saying, I don't want to be too moist and whatnot. Like screw that. What's
now?
moistness?
I don't care about the moistness.
Yeah,
like,
that's
I
what
don't
I'm saying.
care if that's just me, and I'm not gonna hide for no one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I only listen to my family. Like I listen to people, but I only take that real from my family.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? But that gooey feeling. Number one, that isn't me who created that saying, or you know what I mean. That was a previous situation. You know what I mean? And then that's what because I didn't know how to express my feelings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So obviously I was like, what is this? This is just weird. This is a couple years ago. I was like, what is this? Like, man, I didn't want to say butterflies, but I was like, what is this? And she was like, oh, I'll get this gooey feeling. And I was like, oh, that just described it all. And I was like, so now I ran with it. Like, I thought, oh, okay. And then when I said it to you, man, at work, I said it, and then I was thinking, what's everyone stopped for? Like, doesn't everyone experience that?
Yeah.
And then obviously that's just the way how I portray it and how I obviously address those feelings. But obviously to use, it's just, that's a foreign language. Thinking gooey feeling, what? Like, what? It don't make no sense.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's just literally all those emotions. And then obviously excitement. You know what I mean? It's basically just excitement, and obviously, this could be the one, or this is the one. You know what I mean? Excitement of meeting a new person. Obviously, hopefully.
What's this? Let me ask you a question though. Do you get this excitement, either text message or when you see the person?
Nah, so text message. I'm not. Nah. Even though, like, yeah, we all talk to girls and what's not, but it's more after we've met, and then I'm like, so.
So it's a feeling that you have after you've met.
Yeah. So, say I'm communicating with a girl over text message, Snapchat, on the phone, and I'm like, whoa, this sounds like a good girl, and then I go and meet her, and then she matches the energy what she did over text. I'm like, wow, and that's where it comes from. I'm like, oh, okay. It's not, because there's been plenty of times, and I'm sure you guys have been through it, where you've spoke to someone before and then you've met them in real life, and then it weren't the same energy. She wasn't
100%.
as, you know what I mean, she wasn't as talkative, or it's a bit rude, or you know what I mean, but your energies weren't matching. Obviously everything's not all on the female, like we all, you know what I mean,
It's a
we're all
mutual
human
thing.
but yeah, it's more when I've realized, wow, like, yeah, I was right, or yeah, she was really nice, and then that's where the excitement kind of comes, and you're like, oh, okay.
Would you say it's because you've created, let's say, an expectation as well?
I'd say so, yeah. I'd say so. It's like anything really. It's like going for a job interview. You're applying for the job, and you're reading the description, you're thinking, this is really good, and then you go to the interview. The setup looks nice, everything looks good, the pay is nice, and then you get the job, and then it's everything what's said on there.
Yeah.
Or it can go the other way. You could read the description, very good, get the job, and it's not what you hate the job. You know what I mean? It's like that, literally like that. It's literally like that. Yeah.
Nah, that's interesting. I feel like it's important to speak about it because, again, like I feel like as men we don't really have like these open conversations, because like anything to do with like emotions, a lot of the times it can either be too vulnerable, like it makes you feel a bit too vulnerable. And I think the main thing, especially since all of this nonsense has come about, alpha male, beta male, red pill, blue pill, like, bro, I'm confused, man. I'm baffled. Like, I remember the other day I was watching like this YouTube thing, and like I'm cooking in the kitchen, so you know when your YouTube is just playing along, and then they brought on like this American YouTuber, and he was like, are you a red pill male or a blue pill male? I was like, well, I had to pause cooking.
What's going on?
And I was looking, I was like, what is he on about? And he was there like, oh, alpha males need to be more dominant when they're speaking to women and they need to demand things instead of telling them. I was like, what? Yeah. And I was thinking the generation is going so far like messed up because there's now like certain people with a platform that because they feel like because they, I don't know, the pressure of maybe of being a male, they need to act in a certain way to get a woman. And now, one sec, let me cut you. And then now you have like guys that probably don't really have much experience with women, listening to my man, taking every single thing he says as gospel, thinking it's going to work for them. Where I always say like, your source is different to my source, if that makes sense. So what works for me may not work for you. And sometimes a girl not every girl wants the whole alpha male saying you're what go on. Sometimes they just want a chill, calm guy, if that makes sense. What were you saying?
Let me ask you a question though. You know, you said, some girls, you don't have to demand, but was it you have to order? Is that what you said?
Yeah, like he was saying in the video, like, you don't tell them, like, something about you don't like speak to them about that. You basically delegate and tell them that.
Let me ask you this, Do you think there's some truth to it? Do you think asking a question a certain way can demonstrate that you have some confidence, and asking a question a certain way can demonstrate that you do not have confidence?
You know what it is? I feel like there's a thin line between cockiness and confidence, and I feel like women are able to actually pick up on the two very well. I feel like how you conduct yourself in a woman, like, you can be a confident person, like you can make, I don't know, very sly remarks at times to demand something, and they kind of can tell that you're confident, but you're still polite with it, than just being outright rude, if that makes sense. Because I feel like, one, like, as I said, it depends what type of woman you're going for. Not everybody likes a certain woman. Everyone has different type of taste, and same thing with women. Different women are into different things. Exactly. There's some women that may like a man that talks to them in that nature, which is cool. If that's what you like, that's what you like. But the thing, what I'm saying, like, I feel like the peak situation is when you get the guys, let's just say in America, how they have the terminology nerds or whatever the hell it is. The guys that haven't really had much experience with women, they're listening to these people on platforms. They're trying to replicate what they've been told. Now you're going to get a whole era of guys thinking they feel they need to act so macho, where it's just like, ultimately, you're going to be doing yourself a disservice. Because I always say, like, being a alpha male isn't being the loudest one in the room, isn't walking in and people are scared of you. It's about walking in and, one, having a presence where people respect you, not fear you, but respect you. And two, that you're able to talk to a woman in a certain type of way where she, one, can feel respected by you, but also feel safe, if that makes sense. Because ultimately, as an alpha male, not me, I'm not trying to say, but I'm saying as alpha males,
big alpha rich, you know,
big alpha rich. But as an alpha male, in the sense of, I feel like what they try to portray is, it's not possible, because you're telling me there's going to be certain days where you feel down, you feel emotional, but because you've portrayed such a big tough man feeling, then who do you talk to when you have feelings, bro? When you want to cry, or you have bare stuff on your mind, who are you going to? Because if you've now set this tone for your woman now, and she's thinking, Jerry doesn't cry, Jerry doesn't do this, and then one day you come in from work and you're bawling like some next gal, she's gonna look at you and be like, what happened to Jerry? Yeah, she's gonna be like, what happened to Jerry?
This is all a lie.
No.
You know what? I think I saw somewhere that you shouldn't cry in front of a woman.
I saw that as well.
Someone's like, you shouldn't cry in front of a woman because she will probably lack respect.
We spoke about this at work.
We literally spoke about this, but these are the conversations we have, and like my stance on it was like, I feel I've even had these conversations with women as well, and the feedback that I've got is they don't mind a man that cries. Crying is fine. I think women would respect you more if you shed a tear now and then. The part what they don't respect, if you're bawling, like tears, rivers are running out your eyes, and it's like every little tiny thing you're there running rivers. Then eventually she's gonna obviously question you, like, why are you crying more than me? If that makes sense.
Like I think instance, why are you crying for?
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like then that's the instance when they start to kind of question a few things, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what? I hear that personally. Like for me, I'm not able to express emotions. I'm not really good at it. Like it's really, really hard for me.
Yeah.
Like expressing emotions and just maybe talking about what might hurt me or what might bother me.
What do you think that is? What do you think?
Bro, you know what? think it's because when I was a kid, my cousins I used to cry a lot.
Okay.
And my cousins will always mock me like, oh, you're crying again.
Yeah.
You have to be harder. So I think that stuck to me for my whole life, at least till now, where I'm not able to maybe
So you
express
kind of
myself.
broke that out of you.
I don't know if it broke out, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, when I was younger, sorry to cut you, but when I was younger, I was in a massive family. And I always used to cry when I was little. But I kind of grew out of it, but I still am I'm an emotion, like I show emotions and that, like Rich said, I'm not out there crying and or upset, but like I know how to express my emotions and whatnot, and I feel comfortable. But I feel like I was taught when I was younger, if you fall over, yeah, cry, but dust yourself off. Don't sit there all day crying. Or if you get in a situation, I don't know, because I played football when I was younger, I played football and that. If you get in a situation where you lose or bad tackle and you're not happy, yeah, show anger. But yeah, give yourself 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, how long you need. And then boom, make sure, you know what I mean, you're good again, go again. So I just learnt. And then now I'm older, I feel like I do those same things now. You see it at work, Rich?
Yeah.
Rich, get me the lights.
Yeah.
You're like, nah. Spit my dummy out the pram, what's not. And after, me and you were joking and that, you know what I mean, laughing. But I feel like I just learnt. Similar situation as you. But, I learnt a different way to you, I feel like. But they're both good ways, I feel like.
See, I think I was like a bit different because, like, you know how you said you used to like cry a lot and whatnot, and then was it like your cousins was like completely different from you, and then obviously you said, was it like you had your family?
Yeah, he would just say crying.
Cry, like they'll say like it's okay and whatnot.
Yeah.
For me, I literally don't necessarily recall like being in touch. Like I don't think I've had that like huge connection with my emotions. Probably only in the last like couple of years.
Yeah.
But like growing up, it was more of a situation where, because I was the only child for like 10 years, it was one where I never really had people that I could necessarily turn to. If I was feeling a type of way, like I wouldn't feel inclined to be like, I'm feeling this way or I'm feeling that way. Like I was a silent child.
Okay.
So like even when I got older and certain things used to bother me and whatnot, I just didn't say nothing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, innately, I just always felt like it was up to me to either figure it out or sort it out myself.
Yeah.
So like, as I got older, when things used to make me feel a type of way, I didn't even shed a tear. I think the only time I shed a tear, is when my mum used to beat the crap out of me. That's the only time I was shedding tears. But other from that, like I've never necessarily sat down on a situation and be like, I'm feeling this way and I'm feeling down or I'm gonna shed a tear. It's not, I would say it's not, I think I've mentioned it as well. Like for those that have me on Instagram and whatnot, or have seen previous episodes, I've said it wasn't until like I got a lot older when I was like 20, 21, and I would shed a tear from now and then. I say now and then. I'd shed a tear from time to time. And it wasn't even about it was literally just me thinking about life too much and thinking that I'm failing and all of that stuff. And that's why I'd shed a tear. So it was only now where obviously I've got my fiance and we're able to talk about a lot of stuff where I can get things off my chest and I can actually feel like I'm in touch with my emotions, if that makes sense. But still, there's just, for me, I always say like, there's a certain extent where you won't catch me bawling though. I'm sorry. Like, you won't catch me crying rivers.
Nah, for me, you know what? Crying is really hard for me. Like bawling, that would be extremely hard for me.
Yeah.
But I can have things on my chest for a long time, not gonna lie. Like it can stay on my chest maybe for 2, 3 days, maybe even a week.
Yeah.
And I just wouldn't get it out. So I don't know, maybe if you cry, it's way better. You get it out.
Maybe, because I don't, maybe it's just one of those situations where I feel like, especially with age as well, and like the more you understand, I feel like that's when you start to grow in different parts of maturity. If that makes sense. Because before, I used to think I was very immature in that department. Not immature in the sense of I would take the mick, but even my brother can vouch for me. Like when he was younger, I was always hard on him. He's like, why are you being a baby for? Stop crying. Like for the whole of his years. Yeah? And it's only now where I'll have conversations with him and I'm like, it's okay to feel this way. It's okay to feel that way. And to him, he's baffled because he was like, hold on, like you used to tell me the complete opposite, where now it's different, if that makes sense. And for me, that's because I'm growing now. I'm having different conversations.
Yeah.
Where I feel like, you know what, like I can be open enough to talk about certain things. If that makes sense.
That makes sense. I think if you feel safe enough to talk to the person that you have in front of you, makes it easier.
That's what it's about. It's about the space and how safe it is.
Yeah, 100% safe space and that. But away from the emotional side and whatnot, when it comes to dating, yeah, like I feel like I was watching a video the other day on Instagram, and they were saying like there was two splits, and there was like a group of women that were like, it's okay for like to be dating around, like when you're just dating, it's okay to just casually date and talk to multiple people at the same time, yeah. And then there was a other group that was just completely against it. That's the group I never really kind of understood, because I was thinking, what, like surely you'd want to kind of like not put all your eggs in one basket, as the Love Island people would love to say. Or surely you would love to like just have conversation there, link this girl. But I remember we were having a conversation at work.
You know how I feel about this one.
Where you were like, like when it comes to dating or chatting to a girl, you'd rather just like focus on one and just give her that attention, if that makes sense. Where did that type of mindset like come from? Or like, do you feel like it's more beneficial when you just focus on like one person?
I think it's come with, like you said before, about maturity. You know what I mean? When I was younger, like even certain instances, like chat to that girl. But I feel like maturity now and getting a bit older. Obviously, you know, we're still young, but
See,
you know
all
what I
of
mean?
you guys that chatting to multiple girls, he just called you immature. That's what he just called you.
No, but that's in myself. Everyone's situation, I'm not nowhere near perfect, but this is my situation. I just feel like in order to give myself to someone else and to give 100% and to understand obviously another girl, like I need to just talk to you and you only at that time. Obviously, if it fails, whatever, like we move, you know what I mean? We move on to, I don't want to say the next, but we'll figure it out, or we'll move on to another situation. But I feel like me personally talking to like loads of girls at the same time.
Yeah.
It's number one, it's nice and that, like, I'm the man, you know what I mean? Going out here,
Big ego boost, innit?
Say that again.
Ego boost.
Ego, it is. You're thinking, you taxi boys like, where you going today? Going out with Sarah today. Going out with, I don't know, Shanice tomorrow. You know what I mean? It's, But like at the same time, if when I deep it, I'm like, if I chat to that many girls, like at the same time, I look at the time, I'm like, wow, it's been 8 hours. I ain't even done nothing. I ain't gone gym. I ain't worked on myself.
Like productivity.
Yeah, exactly. I've gave little pieces of myself to each person, to each girl, rather than giving, I don't want to say everything, my whole self, like 100%, because certain things obviously you keep to yourself, but instead of just giving, like, I mean, one part of me, boom, straight to one girl, I'm giving it to individuals, different pieces, and they're not going to get the true me, you know what I mean? They're going to get, I don't want to say a facade, but they're just going to literally get one side of me. They might see, he's quite moody, or why is he always happy? He must be just that always happy guy 24/7, or you know what I mean, he's an alpha male, but that could be just the gym side, or you know what I mean. So they're not getting all of me.
You know,
That's sorry.
No, go on.
No, I was gonna say that's interesting, because it's like listening to that, I never thought about it. I think the point that I love what you just said is when you're talking to multiple, it's the time aspect.
It's the time.
Giving pieces of your time away to somebody else. And I never actually like thought about it like that. As you said, like I feel like especially when I was younger.
Wait. Go on.
When I was younger, I felt like it was like an ego boost, like chatting to bare. I need to stop saying gal. Talking to bare women, I feel like it was one of those things where, as you said, it was the ego boost when you're talking to your boys and they're like, I'm linking this girl, this woman. I don't know. I feel like it's more of like a competition. It's like around your boys. But as you said, like then it's down. Think of how many hours of time you're texting, you're calling.
You know what? I'm gonna go biblical on this one.
Oh, here we go.
Proverbs 31. Do not spend your strength on women, your vigor on those who ruin kings.
Wait, say that again?
Proverbs 31,
Yeah.
Do not spend your strength on women, your vigor on those who ruin kings. What, you know why I'm bringing this verse out,
Yeah.
You know how he said, if he spends too much time talking to different women,
Yeah.
he doesn't work on himself.
Yeah.
It doesn't do nothing, yeah. And he literally splitting himself between one and the other. And aside from that, deep this, you don't want to keep it on the phone alone as well. So you're gonna meet Keisha one day,
Exactly.
Letitia one day,
Letitia the other day. So that's 2 days gone.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's 2 days gone.
Jenny on Wednesday,
Exactly.
Julie on Thursday.
Dates ain't cheap. They're not cheap.
They're not.
What are you gonna do? But you know what? Aside from that, I'm gonna extend to what he was saying. Basically, what at the same time, I don't like talking to multiple women. What I think personally doesn't make sense is this. I've come to the realization, that for you, in order to make anything work, you have to put yourself 100% in it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
How are you gonna give 100% to 3 different women?
It depends what you're looking for, because like
Yeah, that's
you could be chatting to these 3 different women,
Yeah.
but with the intentions knowing that you're not trying to settle down, you're just casually dating, just to date, just to see what's out there.
What,
If that makes
let me
sense.
ask you a question. When you say casual date,
Yeah.
what does that mean to you? Just talk to them, go out and spend time with them, or you get intimate as well?
It's just more of like, obviously, but I don't know, maybe my parents are watching this, mom's watching this, but you know what, it's one of those things. But obviously, like, if you're dating, like, obviously you're getting to know them and whatnot, but then, on the other side of things, you're going to probably be getting intimate as well if you're on that, if you're that type of age, and I don't know, you're linking women and whatnot, you're probably gonna get to a stage where you're gonna be intimate, especially if it's a mutual understanding between the two, and that's where you guys want to progress. But it's for me, it's mainly the situation where the time aspect, because I feel like listening to that, I understand when I was younger, I used to chill around with like rastas, innit?
Yeah.
And they always used to like tell me like, focus on yourself, be a young king and like develop yourself. And even when I used to be like, you know, when you're in primary school and you're like, oh, I'm in a relationship. Obviously, there's relationships, say relationship. But I used to be like, oh, I'm in a relationship. And I used to say that. And they used to be like, oh, no, like, just talk to girl, talk to women. And I used to be like, what? I used to think they're hating because I'm thinking, what? I've got this one girl, like, I'm happy and nice. But for them, they were always like, focus on you first. And then the rest will come,
Definitely.
if that makes sense. And as you said, for those, like, for some people that are talking to like four different women, 5 different women, that's like, as you said, that's like an hour each. That's 4 hours. And then 2, you could have one good conversation. You talk to Julie, it's a bad conversation. You talk to Patricia, it's like your emotions are going to be fluctuating until thy kingdom come. And then worse, as you said, it's expensive, bro. Man's going on 4 different dates. Like,
You know what?
4 different Nando's. No, do people still go Nando's anymore? I don't even.
You know what? At the same time,
Yeah.
I think when you date 4 different people, the relationship is not gonna thrive. You know why it's not gonna thrive?
But
If Keisha pisses you off,
yeah.
you're gonna lean on Karen, let's say.
Yeah.
And what
That's
makes
a Karen.
that's the first thing that came to my head. You know? What's gonna make you're just gonna look at these people as something disposable. And there probably won't be no care.
Yeah, it's true.
Because you're gonna be like, yo, she pissed me off, let me call her. I'm just gonna sleep with her, chill with her, calm my nerves down, whatever.
Yeah.
And now you're gonna be like, you know what? I actually like this one
I like
better.
this one
more.
better.
Yeah.
If she piss you off, go there. Oh, I actually like this one better. So at the same time, there's no balance, and it just becomes emotionally unbalanced. You know.
I think, but you know what's weird? Even though I'm hearing all of these perspectives, I would prefer to be talking to multiple women, if that makes. This is when I was single. Have to make it super clear.
That's when he goes on, man. Hannah's dropped the ring on the table.
Exactly. But no, like when I was single and obviously I was growing up and whatnot, I would prefer to talk to at least like 2 or 3. Only reason why, because I feel like, especially when you're growing up, sometimes you still haven't got a great understanding of what you're exactly looking for, if that makes sense. So each one of those different women that you're talking to could offer you something, like different things. So like one could be very quirky and happy and whatnot, which their energy resonates on you, that you bounce off with. The other one could be, I don't know, super into gym. So you guys have that connection. And the other one could just be spontaneous. So you like that about her. So the more you're talking to different girls, you start to understand in yourself what you like, if that makes sense. But I feel like there's a cutoff point. I feel like the issue is, we'll talk to the 4 girls or 4 women for like 8 months, 7 months. Whereas I feel like there has to be, especially if you're looking for something more serious, eventually, there has to be a certain cutoff point where you're like, okay, I like this person, I like this person, I like this person. I like all of these qualities. However, this one person has more of these qualities, so I must stop and let me focus on that person.
You know what? I feel like it's really, really hard, yeah, in that case, because basically you're with 4 different people, yeah?
Yeah.
Who make you feel in 4 different type of ways.
Yeah.
And I think for you to be content and for you to say, you know what, nah, I'm just gonna stick to one makes it really hard. I think it's way easier if you just talk to one and
Then-
you get to know her and you realize who she is and you actually like it to be like, you know what, I'm sticking to you.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I guess so.
More like a trial period, like.
Man said 7-day free trial, 14-day free trial.
Yeah,
Man,
but it's like see how it goes, and then she makes you if you connect.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not just about us; it's about us giving attention to them as well.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
But if it don't work out, then
But I
that's how it ends.
I feel like that can be like sometimes a detriment. Like as you said, like it's about knowing when to. Even I was speaking to you about it the other day, and I was saying I feel like some people, like when you chat to the man them or whatnot, you need to know when to hang up the boots. Like, you need to know, okay, the football, you scored a few goals now, tackled a few people, you secured what you need to secure. Now you got the golden boot. You got the what do you call it? I don't even watch football.
Yeah, golden boot, yeah.
You got the
Golden
what is
boot.
it? The Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, the Ballon d'Or.
Anyways, so you got that now. Now it's time to hang it up and focus on that one person, because you know what it is? I feel like if you build yourself through always chasing or whatnot, when it comes to a time where you actually need to focus on one person, because you're so used to chasing, eventually you don't know how to stop. It's like an addiction, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
If
definitely.
I'm always used to eating chocolate, and then one day I try to not have that chocolate, I'm gonna be
Yeah,
moving
you
like a
crave it,
fiend,
yeah.
because I'm gonna be like, yo, this is not what I'm used
Yeah.
to. This is not normal to me. So, like, I need this, if that makes sense.
You know what I'm saying at the same time, yeah? Why it's not good to have too many people around. They say this. When you're with one person, yeah, there's gonna be times where you're bored. Let's be honest. Boredom is gonna come, yeah?
Speak for yourself, bro. So you speak for yourself.
Fair enough. Me, yeah. I can be sometimes hyperactive in it.
Okay.
So I might get bored sometimes. But I feel like you should be able to deal with that boredom. You should be able to maybe not depend too much on that other person
Yeah,
to entertain you.
yeah.
So to be able to maybe just entertain yourself and be calm with yourself. But instead, yeah, when you have too many people around, maybe I'm bored with her, yeah? I'm just gonna get entertained by her. I get bored with her, I'm gonna get entertained by her. And it becomes a vicious cycle, yeah.
It's a vicious cycle.
Because, bro, I'm not even gonna lie, I've done it before.
Yes.
I'm not even gonna be here and say no. I've done it before, yeah. And at the same time, bro, it just leaves you with nothing. It's just that sensation of ego boost.
This is Get Back Season, baby.